and welcome on board to a video regarding a topic that's been floating around since the pre-time of the internet, before social media, flash games, and that is the famous of internet homicides, from murder from animals to human beings. As I should warn you from the related murders, this is not for the faint of heart. Now, let's get into the older to most recent internet murders and homicides. The year is 1993, and once before on probation criminal John Edward Robinson once discovered the internet and made his first username a slave master, looking for women who are interested in role-playing as a sexual partner. One victim will soon end up in the chat rooms with a man with a murderous intent. With the online correspondent of Shalila Faith, a 45-year-old mother with a 15-year-old daughter named Debbie, who the 15-year-old was in a wheelchair due to spina bifida. As Robinson is chatting to the 45-year-old mother, he portrays himself as a wealthy businessman and an anthropologist. As they are talking back and forth in the chat rooms, Robinson offers to pay Debbie's medical bills and gives Sheila a job, to whom they moved from the city of Fullerton, California to Kansas City, to where they went missing. But for the next 7 years, Robinson cashed checks of fake pensions. Now moving to 1999, to where sexual content of the internet is beginning to appear, and mainly in the popular section of BDSM online chat rooms, to where the next unlucky victim appears in one of the chat rooms of the murder. The name was Izabela Bulicka, a 21-year-old Polish immigrant living in Indiana, as they were talking in the chat rooms. Assuming Robinson convinced her to move down to Kansas City, to whom Robinson, that was still married to Nancy, gave Bulicka a wedding engagement, or just an engagement ring, and brought her to the county registrar, to where they paid a marriage license, but that was never picked up. Then it became unclear, but after Bulicka believed that she and Robinson were married, Bulicka did tell her parents about the marriage, but never mentioned her husband's name. She did, however, sign a 115-item slave contract that gave Robinson almost full enablement of her life, including her bank accounts. But sometime with the summer of 1999, she disappeared. Robinson told a web designer that he employed that she was caught smoking marijuana and she was deported. Now, you may be questioning if he was caught, and the answer would be yes. He was arrested in June of 2000 at his farm just near Los Angeles, Kansas, after a woman filed a sexual battery complaint and another theft towards her sex toys. Behalf of the investigation from the task force, they found two 85-pound barrel chemical drums with Bulicka and Torton, who also happens to be another unlucky internet victim. He was arrested in behalf of the conviction towards all counts. He received a death sentence, but due to Kansas law and restatement from capital punishment, he is still on death row at the El Dorado Correctional Facility in Kansas. From the report in November 2015, these are the aftermaths. Luca Manata, otherwise identified as Eric Clinton Kirk Newman, has been one of the famous online serial killers. He once worked as a model, and the prostitute began working and appeared in a pornographic video in 2003, sometimes working as an escort, but throughout the 2000s he was convicted with impersonations and 3 counts of fraud. Soon he was legally changed his name to Luca Rocco Manata and filed for bankruptcy in March of 2007. But the first internet appearance was a video possibly on YouTube called One Cute Boy and Two Kittens, to where after he has done petting and comforting the kittens, he stuffs them into a vacuum seal bag and uses the vacuum seal to remove the air from the bag completely, suffocating the kittens. Then a group on Facebook began to hunt down for the killer, where periodically he is uploading videos to several websites showing him abusing and killing cats, and there was one video of him using a snake to kill a kitten. But everything changed during May of 2012 when he uploaded a video called One Lunatic and One Ice Pick, to where the video shows someone tied down to a bed, to where it shows Luca using a screwdriver that is painted to look like an ice pick, to whom he used it to murder a Chinese exchange student, Jun Lin, to then murdered a puppy while a song called True Faith is playing in the background. After the video has ended, he sent cut body parts of Jun Lin towards Congress buildings and school. Then after, he went on a run and started an international manhunt. He is now imprisoned at Port Cartier prison in Quebec. You can also know more by watching a series on Netflix called Don't Fuck With Cats, Hunting for an Internet Serial Killer. Peter Chapman. Born in Darlington in the UK in 1977, Peter Chapman used a fake Facebook account impersonating a teenage boy to befriend a 17-year-old student from Darlington named Ashley Hall. From there, after chatting for a while on Facebook, they met up on October 25, 2009, to where she was kidnapped, raped, then murdered. Then he dumped her body near a lay-by on the A177. Behalf of that, he was arrested, and Facebook left a warning for under 18 people not to meet others and to stay safe. For the final part, this is a recent discovery. Back in May 1st, there was an account in Omegle that undergoes a tagline Furry Omegle, but this user has been killing, skinning, and eating cats on TikTok and Omegle, and she's been doing this away. Reddit and other parts has been on the task force to find this lady and where she lives. She also posts what time she is on Omegle. She even eats ground cat meat on TikTok, as many watching would be horrified. But recent reports, police has been put towards investigation, and she may be currently arrested, but there are videos out there within her discoveries as well. Thank you for watching. Apologies for other parts that may sound vague or just doesn't have a lot of information at all. And besides being this project that took me almost 5 days to get done and complete, information may come up as vague, and I'm just not really great at just gathering information and putting it into good words. But most of all, I want to say is thank you for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you when I do.